Welcome to the Young Pro Show. Today we have a great special guest here to speak to you guys. His name is Israel Gimba, and he's going to be sharing some value for you guys over there. He's one of the greatest young leaders that I know all around Ottawa, so I'm really, really excited to be having him on the show, sharing some value with you guys. Israel, why don't you start this off by just sharing a little bit about who you are, where you come from, and kind of what you're doing right now?
Yeah, so basically, I came out from the UK. I'm very new in Canada.
As you can tell by the accent.
As you can tell by the accent. I started an initiative of developing young people in terms of leadership and in creating networks between young people to empower young people. So basically, it's an initiative of empowerment, basically.
Okay, have you always been interested in empowering others? Like, where did this whole inspiration come from that you wanted to, be a leader for other young people? I mean, did you wake up one day and say, "Hey, that seems like a cool thing to do"?
Yeah, I suppose. I think the best kind of leaders usually come from positions of disempowerment. So there's something in their lives that takes away, whether it's a family issue or an emotional issue, and they feel really disempowered. But from that perspective, they can somehow, arise through different circumstances, whether it's your faith or whether it's a good situation in your life. And when you arise from that really dark place, you want to share it with others. You want to give the same empowerment to others. So that's really where mine started from. I was in a dark place, and I see a lot of young people also in that place. So I have a passion to empower them.
Okay, great. So, how long have you been in Ottawa now?
I've been in Ottawa for probably, say, 14 months.
Okay, and you've created this organization where you're empowering other people. How many people are a part of that organization?
Well, currently we have about, come and go, about 150 people who are in the organization. We have about between 60 and 70 very frequent comers. We meet every Thursday. So we just started. We've literally just initiated. So it's just beginning, and we're looking at expanding pretty quick.
Okay, where do you see this going? Do you see it expanding all around the world? Do you see you becoming a leader for all these young people around the world? I mean, what's next for you? Where is this whole thing going?
For me, the agenda really is to really empower young people.
Okay.
It's, I guess, the sort of dynamics, or the way that I can judge how successful we are is by how young people have become empowered, not just intellectually, but also spiritually, materially, educationally, in all aspects. I mean, raising consciousness from where we are to a higher level. So I think that's a pretty tall asking price. But I believe in the impossible, and I like a challenge.
I think it's important to believe in things that other people would not necessarily believe in, because those are the greatest people that have been on our world, the people who have saw things differently, the people who have dreamed a little bit bigger. And one thing that I do know about Israel is that you are probably one of the biggest dreamers that I've ever met. And not only do you do that, but you take action towards the thing. So ideally, you don't have to answer the question if you don't want to, but ideally, 20 years from now, where do you see the position of you and your organization?
20 years from now, my hope is that we are in every major city in Canada, and in every major province in Canada, and we're a voice, and we're a force to be reckoned with, that is specifically directed towards empowering young people. And when I say that, some people may wonder, what do I mean by that? Well, statistically speaking, young people are not in work these days. There are a lot of people who come out of universities who have a lot of degrees and they're not getting work. That's one. We have one of the highest rates of mental illness in Ontario alone. 1 in 5 Canadians have mental illness. We have one of the highest rates of anxiety and depression, escalating signs of suicidal thoughts. So, there's a lot of things, and the millennials, the young people, the young millennials seem to be carrying the brunt of this. So in 20 years' time, I want to see those figures come down. I want to see more people in work. I want to see less people having depression. I want to see less cases of anxiety. I want to see less cases of mental illness. I want to see more young people being in top positions of leadership in Canada. That's my dream.
Okay, that's awesome, Israel. That's why I knew I wanted to have you on the show, because we share a lot of the same values. Is what we're trying to do here with the Young Pros, is empower the people that are watching, empower the viewers to do things that are different, to dream bigger, to do better, to chase the vision that they have in their mind, and to bring it into reality right here. Israel, what tips and what advice can you give the viewers who are maybe taking a leadership position, or they know that they are inspired to help other people, but they might not necessarily know how to do it or how to go about it? From a position of leadership that you are in, you are doing it every day, you are empowering others, you are in a leadership position. So what advice can you give those who want to do similar things? How could they go on about it, and how could they make it happen today?
I think the key to leadership is simplicity. It's being able to take very complex problems and make them very simple. I think that's also wisdom. So a leader needs to find a very complex problem in society and provide a very simple solution to it. I believe that empowering people is the best thing on earth that any human being can do. And this is especially true for leaders.
What does it really mean to empower someone? Because I feel like we hear it a lot, right? I'm a leader, I empower these people, I help them do this. But to you, what does that mean to empower somebody?
Okay, that's a very good question. To me, empowerment simply is raising consciousness. I believe that people are minds. People are made up of different mindsets. A doctor has a different mindset. That's what makes him a doctor. So there's a lawyer, he has a different mindset. The difference between a very rich person and a not so rich person is knowledge. And that knowledge that he has is a result of the mindset that he has. So when we're talking about empowering, we're changing the mindset of people to a higher state of consciousness. Because the higher state of consciousness that you can achieve, the better life you can live, and the higher you become. So empowerment usually is very mind focused.
Okay, I like that a lot. Israel, I remember when you came, remember that event that you came to, you left the crowd absolutely wild. Everybody loved your energy and your excitement. And you were talking then about how we have to dream bigger. Could you talk a little bit about that, and why it's so important to see more and to dream bigger in your life and not be restricted by the constraints that society will put on you?
Yeah, that's also a very good question. A lot of us have dreams. We all dream. A few of us have visions. The difference between a vision and a dream is that dreams don't come true. Visions do. When you have a dream and you write it down, it becomes a vision. That dream suddenly goes from the level of just being in your mind to being a reality. So the process of writing it down or documenting or whatever, the moment it leaves from that sense, that neurological position in your mind into a word or into a script or whatever, it becomes a vision. Now, everyone needs a vision, because if you think about it, you can't see without your eyes, right? You need your eyes to see, and it's your eyes that gives you vision. So if a person can see beyond where they're at, if they can project and see beyond where they are, where they want to be, what they want to become. Everybody has a dream, everybody has a vision, but if you can take that and write it down and put it on paper, okay, it becomes a vision. And that's so crucial, because every great man, every great woman who has ever accomplished anything incredible has always started with a dream that has then got into a vision, and then the vision has manifested itself. So it's very important. It's so crucial. You know, anything in life, you have a dream, you have big plans. It's amazing. But write it down, get it down. You know, get into a vision, and you can go forward from there.
I really like that. Bring it from your imagination to the physical
That's
here.
right.
Bring it from the imagination onto a piece of paper, and then that will give you clarity. You know,
Yeah.
you'll have clarity in the things that are doing, and your dream and your vision that you're trying to make happen. Really good advice there, Israel. I have another question for you. Do you? I mean, I know you're a dreamer. You're a visionary. You see things further than they are, and you're leading a group of people to do the same thing. Do you still have doubts? And when you have those doubts, what do you do to get over them?
Oh yeah, I have doubts all the time. I think doubts is a normal part of the process of executing the vision. We all have doubts, no matter how strong we are, no matter how strong-willed we are. But what I do is I get into a process of, I like to call it meditation, but it's not the kind that you think, because this is it's kind of reassuring kind of mechanism. So every morning I wake up and I have a list of things that I keep telling myself I'm going to become every morning.
So like affirmations.
It's like affirmations, exactly.
I
So
see.
what I'm doing is literally I'm speaking words that is reconfiguring my mind to the dream and to the
Right.
vision that I want to achieve.
Do you mind sharing a few of the things that you say every single morning?
Yeah, sure. I can tell you two or three of
Okay.
them. Some of them are very high secrets.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
But I can tell you a few. One of the things that I say every morning is that I'm taking over. I think, for me, that is one of the things that I struggle with. If you look in society today, there's so much. There's just too many things out there. And, you know, a young guy like me trying to make it out there seems almost impossible. But I have to keep reassuring myself that I'm taking over. So that's one thing that I say. I'm taking over. I'm taking over. Next thing is I'm moving forward. Because many times when you're in this, it's very difficult for you to be sidetracked. You guys know. Right. You know, when you have a big dream, many times there are so many distractions. You know, you can even believe or think to yourself, you're not moving forward. Things are getting worse. So no matter the condition that I'm in, I always say to myself, I am moving forward. Number three, the third thing I always say to myself is, I am making a positive change. Now, this is very important because sometimes situations look very, very ambiguous. And you may think to yourself, what am I doing? You know, I'm trying to move forward, I'm trying to make a change, but I can't see any impact. And this is positive. So every morning, I'm taking over. I'm making change. You know, every morning I keep saying that over and over and over again. So these are the three things. I have a list of things that I say. But yeah, these are some of the things. Positive.
Okay, that's awesome. And I noticed, Israel, that the things that you were saying, they were in present tense.
Yeah.
They weren't in future tense. You weren't saying, I will make a change.
Yeah.
You weren't saying, I will make a positive impact. You were saying, I am. Is there a reason for that?
There's a reason for that, because time doesn't exist. Time doesn't exist. If our clocks were to be accurate, the only time that it will say is now. There is no such thing as the past. To our clocks, to our time, the past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is right now. So the now, the very right now, is what I keep saying. I speak into the now, not into the past, not into the future. My future and my past all culminate into my now. So I say, I'm succeeding. I'm moving forward. I'm taking over now.
Okay, I really like that. Israel, to wrap things up here, I really want to ask you, what three final tips could you give to the viewers that are listening to you right now? I mean, you delivered some great content, and I think the people that are listening will get some, and watching will get some great content and value out of that. But what final three things could you give to the viewers?
What I would say is dream big, but in dreaming big, have a vision. The line between a dream and a vision is to write it down. There's nothing wrong in dreaming big, but just write it down. That's the first thing, to have a vision. Number two, you're unstoppable. If you decide that you want to make it, you will. If you decide that you're moving forward, you will. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything try to pull you back. You can make it. The last thing that I'd like to say is ensure that every single morning that you reassure yourself that you will make it. That's so important. Because as human beings, our minds can be filled with so many things during the day, so many bad situations, so many discouraging situations. But if you keep a positive mindset and you reassure yourself every morning that I will make it, you will.
Okay. Last thing, Israel, who do you know that should be on the Young Pro show?
Who do I know? It should be apart from you.
Apart from me.
Apart from you.
It's my show. I don't think I can be on the show.
Wow, there are so many people that could be looking. Listen, if you're looking to be a leader, if you're looking to make a change and a big impact in your sphere of influence, Young Pros is for you. If you're looking to be something bigger, if you want to accomplish your dream and you want the right guys, you want the right help, the right influence, then Young Pros really is what's up and coming. It's at the cutting edge right now of this, and I'm so excited that such a great guy like David can be part of it. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, Israel, thank you so much for coming on the Young Pro Show today. It was a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much to the viewers for listening in, and I hope you got some incredible value. Is there any last words that you want to share before we end this thing?
Yeah, nothing can stop you. Nothing can bring you down. You're moving forward. You're making a big change. Believe. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Like us on Facebook. And stay up to date with the content that we will be providing for you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.